Once upon a WTF Cinderella, the original toe-hacking, bird-mobbed bloodbath, with toe-chopping, bird justice, and zero Disney glitter. So I show up at another enchanted dinner party. This time it's hosted by Belle. She's giving Library Corps meets Gastropub, and the wine is enchanted. I'm 2 glasses in, talking to a goblin about NFT curses when I see this pale girl by the fire, dress made out of ashes, soot in her hair like she flat-ironed it with a wood stove. She just shrugs and says, "Name's Ella, covered in cinders. I wasn't always a metaphor for late-stage capitalism." And I'm like, okay, what happened to you? Y'all, welcome back to Once Upon a WTF, where fairy tales get stripped of their animated lies and return to the feral fever dreams they always were. Today's episode, Cinderella. Or, as the Brothers Grimm originally called it, Aschenputtel, which roughly translates to Cinder Goblin Girl who watches people ruin their own feet. Let's talk stepsisters with knives, eyeball pecking, and the most savage flock of doves in fairy tale history. Ella, the goth dirt princess. So here's Ella. Her mom dies. Sad, but classic. Her dad immediately remarries like he's trying to win a speed run. New wife comes with 2 daughters, aka the Instagram model version of evil, petty, cruel, and surgically mean. They don't just make her sweep. They strip her identity. They take her nice bed, her clothes, and banish her to live in the fireplace. Not near it. In it. Homegirl sleeps on soot like she's one unpaid bill away from haunting a chimney. But instead of snapping, Ella just goes full goth monk. She makes friends with animals, talks to trees, and cries so hard at her mother's grave that doves come down like, "You rang?" Let me be clear. These birds? Not Disney bluebirds with bows. These are dead mom summoned sky vigilantes, and they don't forget anything. The balls in the no magic glow up. Okay, so the kingdom's having a party. The prince is looking for a wife and throws a 3-day rager. Everyone's invited. Except Ella, because her stepmom hits her with the classic. "You can go if you clean this pile of lentils out of the ashes before dinner." That's not a metaphor. She literally dumps lentils in a pile of soot. But Ella? She summons her bird crew. They show up like, "We got you," and separate those lentils faster than a TikTok meal prepper with ADHD. Stepmom's still like, "LOL, no." So Ella goes to her mother's grave tree, cries, and boom, the doves drop her a dress made of literal moonlight and gold. There's no pumpkin, no mice in tuxedos, just a grieving girl, some avian loot drops, and a level-up montage that slaps. She goes to the ball, stuns the room, doesn't speak, because who needs small talk when you're vengeance in heels, and dips before midnight. Not because of a spell, because boundaries. The prince is kinda weird. Let's talk about the prince for a second. He sees this radiant, mysterious girl show up 3 nights in a row, and every time she bounces before he can lock it down. So on night 3, he pulls a move that's questionably romantic. He smears tar on the palace stairs so she'll get stuck trying to leave. Dude laid a trap, like it's a Looney Tunes sketch. She escapes anyway, but loses a shoe. A golden one, not glass. And golden shoes don't shatter, so at least she kept her toes intact. For now. The prince declares a manhunt. Whichever girl this shoe fits, I'm marrying her. Because obviously, no other woman in the entire kingdom has the same shoe size. Medieval foot fetish logic, folks. The toes. My god, the toes. Now here comes the meat grinder part. Prince shows up to Ella's house. First stepsister tries on the shoe. Doesn't fit. So what does her mother suggest? Just cut off your toes. Yeah, just slice them off. No biggie. And she does. Straight up Saw 3 energy in a grim fairy tale. She jams her bloody stump into the shoe, walks out like, "I'm fine, let's wed." And the prince doesn't notice. They ride off together until he sees a dove fly down and sing, turn and peep, there's blood within the shoe. The shoe it is too small for her. The true bride waits for you." Which is medieval bird for, "Hey, check the floorboards, Romeo." He looks down, sees a little blood tsunami leaking out of the shoe, U-turns and goes back. Second sister tries. Her foot's too big too. So what does the mom say? Just cut off your heel. Like this is a normal Tuesday activity. So that sister lops off her heel like she's gutting a fish, shoves her foot into the shoe like it's some cursed croc, and fools the prince again until another dove sings the remix of the Blood Shoe Ballad. Finally, the prince is like, "Is there anyone else in this house?" And the dad, who up till now has been useless set dressing, is like, "Yeah, I guess we have one more daughter in the kitchen?" Sir? Sir? You've had a secret child this whole time? They bring Ella out, dressed in rags, and the moment she slips on that shoe, it glows or something. No blood. No hacking. Just instant fit. And the prince is like, that's the one. The sisters? They try to play nice, like, haha, we were just kidding earlier about all the psychological torture, and follow Ella to the wedding, hoping to mooch off that royalty life. Bad idea. Birds got hands. At the wedding, those loyal doves, they show up again. And they peck out one of each sister's eyes. Not exaggerating, that's in the text. Then on the way out of the wedding, the doves come back and peck out their other eyes. Why? Because poetic justice. Because fairy tales back then weren't just stories, they were karmic tax audits. And if you were trash, birds would blind you and no one would question it. Moral of the story, don't be a foot-lying freeloader. So what did we learn? Real Cinderella, Ella covered in cinders, isn't some passive damsel waiting to be rescued. She's a grieving, resourceful goth girl who lets birds do her talking. The original story? No fairy godmother. No bibbidi-bobbidi BS. Just grit, grief, and pigeon-powered revenge. And if you try to cheat your way into a crown by slicing off parts of your feet, doves will absolutely end your eyeballs. Thanks for watching Once Upon a WTF, where fairy tales bleed more than your seasonal allergies. If you love this gruesome little slipper saga, hit that like, subscribe, and share with anyone who thinks Disney told them the truth. Next up, I'm thinking Sleeping Beauty. But spoiler alert, it involves unwanted kisses, magical court orders, and the wildest nap in legal history. Until then, stay skeptical, hug your birds, and don't trust anyone who hands you a knife and a shoe.